Life just got a little bit easier and a lot more convenient with the release of the new Spektrum NX series. Today we're going to take a look at, and this will be my very first time looking at this radio, the NX6. It was just announced.
Hi, Popeye.
And just released. Hey, buddy. Popeye wanted to say hi, introduce the new Spektrum radios with you guys. We're going to talk about some of the things, the major things to talk about with this radio. Why did they release a new radio? Spektrum already has 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20 channel radios. They have amazing radios. So why the need for this? And what are my impressions? I've been flying on Spektrum now for well over a year, really familiarizing myself with the layout of how it, binding new airplanes, expo, all that sort of stuff. And so today's video will be a first impression of this. And let's talk about the 6 versus the 8 versus the 10. Did you know if you go from the 6 channel radio all the way up to the 8, it's only a $40 increase. All right, I'm excited because the gimbals on this are supposed to be completely redone. The type of gimbal, and by gimbal I mean the joysticks, have a magnetic system now, and there's supposed to be way less wear and tear and friction on your radio. So they're supposed to be way more durable and last significantly longer, and I'm excited to see how it feels. So as expected, here's a very nice instruction manual that's going to tell us everything we need to know about using this, but you know me, and I'm pretty sure everyone else out there watching, this is for later. Inside this box we have our new radio, yes. And I do think that it's possible Abby and I will plan on getting an 8, 10, maybe both later down the road, because these radios do have wireless buddy boxing. So if I'm training somebody to learn to fly, we can do a wireless buddy box system where I can teach them how to fly. Here it is. Oh yeah, beautiful new radio. This is nice. The Spektrum NX6. Oh my gosh, it looks good. I think they learned from their Black Edition radios how good they look. New ergonomic design. Does it feel good? Yes, it does. It feels really good. Still a big box radio. I'd like to see more companies get into the smaller, like, game station design, like PlayStation, Xbox controllers. I think that'd be a really cool transition for gamers to get into RC planes and drones and things. But, oh, it feels good. Wow, the gimbals do feel good. It's hard to describe. I think flying is where this is going to shine, and you can bet everything that we see on the channel, at least moving forward now, we're going to be binding up to this, and I'll let you guys know continually my thoughts on it. Now, if you're just now finding out about this radio and the whole NX series, we'll have this linked in the description box below. And I want to be honest here, if you happen to check it out using our link and buy one through our link, it does help support our channel. So if you like this content, you like supporting good, wholesome entertainment on YouTube, then using our links to help support us goes a long way. Okay, so there is a new display here, and I know that this is a backlit color display. We'll take closer looks at that while we're actually out using it, but we're not just talking about a new looking radio here with a display and new gimbals, which the gimbals alone should be reason enough to consider buying one, but the big kicker here for me is that we have Wi-Fi on our radio now. So you guys know, with the new smart technology coming out with everything, right? The smart ESCs and the telemetry coming back to your radio, you can do all of that and get all of that telemetry on your old radio. Old being what's just been current. But you have to do a firmware update, and not all of us love doing firmware updates the old school way by plugging something in. Now with Wi-Fi connection, you can just connect to your home Wi-Fi. You can even register your radio doing that, and then download and update a very sleek user experience to get your updated firmware on your radio. The cool thing though is, you guys know, these new airplanes and some new trucks and things coming out with the telemetry coming back to your radio, this comes ready to go with that. You don't have to update it right out of the box. This works with those smart ESCs and smart receivers to get the telemetry back to the radio. So right out of the box, this should work. I don't have to go update my radios if I want telemetry on those bind and fly airplanes that are compatible And I can know my battery voltage right back on my radio while I'm flying. So I don't have to put in, on my compatible airplanes, I don't have to put in LiPo alarms anymore. It's going to come right through my radio. Abby, we're going to both love using that. That's huge. That's huge. You get peak temperature and stuff. You know, some things you might want to know while you're flying, but some things you might want to know after you've landed. What was my peak battery temperature, my peak ESC temperature? You can see all that information right here after you've landed your airplane, which I think is really cool. Flight time left is a big deal too. Now here's a big one. This is really big. For some people it's going to be amazing, for others not so much. Myself, probably not so much, to be honest, but I know there's a huge market for this. You might notice on the back of the radio here we have a USB charge cable, so this does charge via USB now, which is really cool. Also, this middle white box is a serial port, which means you can plug in, you have the ability to fly on other brand receivers now, not just Spektrum to Spektrum. If you so choose to fly on other brand receivers and things, you can plug right into that serial port and take advantage of that. And that's huge that they're acknowledging that and allowing us to do, even on a 6-channel radio. All 3 of the radios have that, and I think that's really cool. You get a few nicer things as you go up in the 8 and 10, and I think, I'm not sure which one, but one of them has a magnetic USB plug, which is really cool. This is just a micro USB. Comes with a 2000 milliamp little lithium ion, which is great, but I think I'll be upgrading my little battery so I can get like weeks worth of flying without having to recharge that. But that should get you through the day, no problem. This is a pretty cool little feature for those of you that have cases or backpacks and you like to travel. The antenna actually completely folds down in on itself. Yeah, I was waiting to show you that, Abby, because I thought you'd think that was pretty cool.
I love that.
It is a good design, isn't it?
I love that.
It doesn't
That's
just
cool.
like fold down a little bit, it completely tucks down. So even when you're just walking out to the field and you're holding your radio, now your antenna doesn't, I don't know if you guys have ever had that like hit you and stuff while you're walking. You can just tuck that down completely.
Don't forget to untuck it.
When you're flying, that's right, yeah, better range and stuff. Now this is a big deal, and I really should have talked about this earlier in the video, but even though this is a 6-channel radio for the first time ever, now Spektrum has a 7th channel assigned on your 6th channel. It's basically 6.5 channels. Your 7th channel is for safe on and off, so that doesn't take up one of your channels now. So now you can have a true 6-channel radio and have a safe on-off switch and not have to decide, well, do I want to lose my flaps or do I want to lose my lights, which we have had that problem in the past. So that is completely resolved now, and I love that they did that. So also, because this does charge via USB in the back, you can plug the USB cord in and plug that into your PC. And if you're flying, say, real flight is supported with this radio. You don't have to go out and do special modifications or buy the USB dongle anymore to use your new radio on real flight. And one thing that I'm excited about, we have to acknowledge that real flight is not the only flight simulator out there. If other flight sims support the use of transmitters, this will most likely work on that flight sim. So maybe the new Microsoft Flight Simulator or Combat Flight Sims, you're going to be able to plug this into your PC and use it. And I think that's really exciting. That's very cool.
Yeah, that way you can practice with the actual transmitter you're going to be using rather than like switching back and forth, because that makes a difference. Like holding it and just using what you're actually going to be flying with, that would make a difference on a flight sim.
I agree. Let's power this on really fast here. Oh wow, okay. Power button is actually this little display here. That looks really good. So that's a backlit screen. I think you guys can probably see that really well. And I think it's like a 3.5 color or something. They did
Looks
the
good.
black and white, and then they added some orange color in there
Are you
too.
gonna peel off that thing you have on it?
There is not one on there.
Oh, it looked like there was.
No protective
Nate
thing on
doesn't
there.
like to peel off the protective.
If there is one, it's all yours.
Well, it's very shiny.
Yeah, I like it. So it's sitting at 3.7 volts right now, which is really close to our storage charge, and it had a nice little startup tone there. I like it.
Peaceful.
Yeah. Okay, well they've done a really good job. Like I said at the beginning of this video, life just got a little more easy, a little more convenient. I'm not going to say that this is what you have to go run out and buy if you already have a Spektrum Universal Radio. Just enjoy it, okay? But if the funds are there and you'd like to upgrade, now's the time. I'm imagining that these are going to be around for a long time, especially because of the convenience. And now more functionality with other brand receivers and transmitters with the serial port on the back. That is huge support and acknowledgement that they're not the only brand that's out there.
I think the squad supports it.
Absolutely.
They look like they really like it.
Yeah, a bunch of thumbs up there. I like it. I'm excited to start using it, and I will, if there's enough demand for it, if this video gets enough views, we will do a follow-up final thoughts on it maybe a few months from now. But as we continue to fly things on our channel, you're going to hear more about this, okay? We'll talk about it when we do some more flight videos on the channel. So if you're really interested to know how we're progressing with it, I'll continue to let you guys know. If there's a major selling point of this radio that I missed while I was talking about it in this video, let us know in the comments below. Or just let us know what you're most excited about in the comments below too, because for me, the Wi-Fi is a big deal. This is right around $300, and this is the 6. I think the 8 is about $350 or so. If it were me, I might go ahead and splurge for the 8. Again, I think Abby and I are probably going to end up picking up an 8, a 10, maybe both of them, so we can really talk about them on the channel. There's just been a lot of really good things going into the hobby, and this is one of them. Kind of unexpected, right? All these new airplanes and things. This showed up. It's a rainy day today, no flying, so what a better time to sit down and talk to you guys about this radio. This thing was literally just released. If you do happen to support us, and if you do, thank you, and you see on the page where you can buy this, it's going to say back order or pre-order. That's because they're not even out yet. We did get our hands on this early so that we could show you guys this technology that's out here now. And as we continue to use it, we'll update you. But just know that if you purchase one while it says on back order, your name's going to go to the top of the list. Then when this is shipped, you're going to be one of the first people to have it. Love having the telemetry. When you pair this with all of the smart technology that's out there, there's nothing else that compares to it, truly. It's an amazing experience to have all that telemetry come back to your radio, have your batteries self-storage charge. It really is awesome. So I give all this tech a huge giant thumbs up, and I'm excited to see new radios coming to the market. It's very cool. For all that's good in my life and everything that I have positive going on, I want to thank the big guy upstairs. I thank God for all the good that's in my life, and I also want to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, as Popeye just lays here. You guys know that we really couldn't do our channel without you. He's just sleepy.
Popeye.
He's sleepy. Popeye says thanks, and I say thank you guys as well. From the bottom of our hearts to all of our Patreon supporters. You mean the world to us. And if you don't support us through Patreon, as long as you're just hanging out, you watch the video, you give us a like, you leave a comment, and occasionally, support us buying something through a link that we have, that really goes a long way. It helps keep the lights on so we can keep bringing content like this to you as current as possible. And also, like I said, there's just not a lot of wholesome content on YouTube. So if that means something to you, your support goes a long way. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We don't have a lot of, radio videos on our channel. I use a ton of radios, but because this is new and exciting, I wanted to jump in front of the camera. So I don't have a radio video popping up right about now, but we'll put something popping up that's a lot of fun.
An airplane.
Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.